In this video, we're going to review the laws of exponents. First law is working with multiplication. When you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. Negative 24 divided by 8 is negative 3. And negative 3 times 3 will give us 9. Negative 9. So I have negative 9 here. When I multiply like bases, I'm going to add the exponents. So y cubed times y squared is y to the 5th. Y to the 5th times y to the 4th means y to the 9th. And then I have x squared times x. 2 plus 1 is 3, so that would give me x to the 3rd. The next law is reviewing with division. So when you divide like bases, you subtract the exponents. So here I have some coefficients in front of my variable of r. I have 13 over 39. So that is a fraction of 13/39. I can reduce 13/39 by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 13. 13 divided by 13 is 1. And 39 divided by 13 is 3. Now when I have like bases and I'm dividing, I subtract the exponents. So 7 minus 4 is 3. So that would be r to the 3rd. So I can either have my answer written as 1/3 r to the 3rd, or I can write it as one fraction where my numerator would be r to the 3rd divided by 3. The next rule is raising a power to a power. When you raise a power to a power, you're multiplying the exponents. So in our example, I need to raise everything in parentheses of 2a to the 3rd. I need to raise all of that to the 4th power. That means I have 2 to the 4th power. I have a to the 3rd to the 4th power, which means I'm multiplying the exponents. And then I have a to the 3rd, multiplying that one by 3 because I have to raise that to the 3rd power. So when I simplify my answer, 2 to the 4th power is 16. A to the 3 raised to the 4th power is a to the 12th. And a cubed raised that to the 3rd power is a to the 9th. So when I multiply like bases now, I add the exponents. So this will give us 12 plus 9 would be 21. So it would be 16a to the 21st power. And the last law of exponent I want to review today is with negative exponents. When you have negative exponents, you need to simplify that by taking the base and doing the reciprocal. Write the reciprocal of the base and then use the positive exponent. Now in this first example, we're going to simplify with negative exponents and then determine, do I put my variable in the numerator or in the denominator? So for the first one, I have negative 12 divided by 6, which will give us a negative 2. And then I have c's in the numerator and c's in the denominator. Again, when I divide like bases, I'm going to subtract the exponents. So I have c to the 3rd divided by c to the 5th. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So I have c to the negative 2nd. The reciprocal of c is 1 over c. So that means I'm going to have c in the denominator, but with a positive exponent. So this would be a positive 2. D to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So really, I don't have a d up on top because that equals 1. But I do have a d to the negative 3rd on the bottom. So think of the base as 1 over d to the negative 3rd. And the reciprocal of 1 over d is d. So to make that positive to a d to the negative 3rd, I would have to be d on the top as a positive 3. And then I have f to the negative 2nd divided by f to the 4th. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. To make this a positive 6, I would have to have f in the denominator with a positive 6. In our last example, I have fractions involved here. I have to raise everything to the negative third power. So I'm going to do that first before I simplify. So 4 to the negative third power, c squared to the negative third power would be c to the negative 6. d, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then f to the negative third. And then the denominator to be 2 to the negative third power, c to the 12th, and then d to the 15th. Now I can simplify my answer here. 4 to the negative third power, so the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4. 1/4 to the third power is 64, 1 over 64. So I'm going to put a 64 in the denominator. 2 to the negative third. So now you got to think, what's the reciprocal of 2? Or since this 2 is in the denominator, be what's the reciprocal of 1 over 2? The reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2. So that'd be 2 to the third power. 2 to the third power is 8. Then I take my bases, like bases, and I divide them. But when I divide them, I subtract the exponents. So negative 6 minus 12 is negative 18. To make it positive, I would have c to the 18th on the bottom. D to the negative 9 minus 15. Negative 9 minus 15 is negative 24. To make it positive, that would be on the bottom as positive d to the 24th. And f, negative 3 minus 15, actually f to the negative third. To make that positive, I would put that on the bottom as positive f cubed. Now I can still simplify this because 8 divided by 64 is 1/8. So I'm going to put that up here. So here I would have 1 on top, have 8 on the bottom, and then it would be c to the 18th, d to the 24th, and f to the third. And this would be my answer that's simplified without negative exponents.